Counting of votes is underway in Thailand's general election and results are expected later tonight. Pro-democracy opposition parties are tipped to defeat military-backed government of Prime Minister Prayut Chan-O-Cha, who first came to power in a 2014 coup. The ballot boxes closed at 5 p.m. local time. Thai elections use paper ballots that are counted publicly at polling stations. Opinion surveys pointed to a resounding defeat for ex-army chief Chan-O-Cha, who is contesting under the banner of a new party called the United Thai Nation. The elections are a litmus test for Prayut, who enjoys the backing of Thailand's king, while rights groups have accused Chan-O-Cha of overseeing a major crackdown on basic freedoms with a huge spike in prosecutions under Thailand's draconian royal defamation laws. Chan-O-Cha faces the main opposition Pheu Thai party's candidate Shinawatra, who is the youngest daughter of the former Prime Minister and telecom tycoon Thaksin Shinawatra. The Shinawatra family's bitter tussle with the royalist military establishment has been at the heart of the drama, with Thaksin ousted in a 2006 coup and his sister Yingluck unseated by Chan-O-Cha himself in 2014. While the Move Forward Party, or the MFP, has promised to weaken military rule and monarchy, it is seeking support from the millennials and Gen Z voters, who make up nearly half of the eligible voters. It is being led by 42-year-old Peter Limjaroenrat, who is a businessman and an alumni of Harvard University. Millions of Thais cast ballots at 95,000 polling stations. Preliminary results are expected later in the evening, though the final number of seats won by each party will not be officially confirmed for several weeks. A turnout of 90% in last Sunday's early round of voting pointed to an electorate looking for change. The new premier will be chosen jointly by the 500 elected MPs and 250 Senate members appointed by the junta in the controversial last election in 2019. Chan-O-Cha rode Senate support to become Prime Minister at the head of a complex multi-party coalition. Now, it remains to be seen if the 2023 general elections throw up any surprises and Prime Minister Chan-O-Cha comes to power again. Now, the election is the first since major youth-led pro-democracy protests erupted across Bangkok in 2020 with demands to curb the power and spending of Thailand's king, breaching a long-held taboo on questioning the monarchy. For more on this, joining us on the bulletin live from Bangkok, we have Phil Robertson, who's the Deputy Director for the Asian Division of the Human Rights Watch. Welcome to the broadcast, sir.
Thank you.
The elections this year are almost being deemed as a referendum on the military and the entire royalist establishment there in Thailand. And it seems like the opposition party and the MFP are clearly more popular at the moment, at least. Do you feel there can be a move towards what can be called real democracy in Thailand?
Well, I think that it's very important that the voice of the people and the votes that they cast be reflected and responded to in whatever government is formed. I mean, the great fear we have here is that there will be some sort of manipulation of laws to somehow dissolve parties or deprive various different parties of the opportunity to form the government. We do see very clearly that it looks like the reform-minded parties that have been in the opposition to this military government over the past several years look like they're prepared to take over with 30% of the polling. The 1 and 2 parties are Pheu Thai and Move Forward Party, and then they're also leading in the party list vote. So I think that it's very likely that those 2 parties will end up forming the government with a number of other small parties, and then the big question will become whether there'll be some sort of reaction, either from the unelected Senate, which has 250 votes
right,
for the Prime Minister, or other parts of the conservative establishment here.
Phil, that was exactly what I wanted to come to next. Now, even if the parties can outnumber the incumbent in the 500-member lower house of representatives, do you feel they have any chance in the 250-member Senate appointed by the military during the last coup?
Well, the math right now is everybody's looking at whether the coalition of parties in the lower house can get over 300 seats. If they do that, then it's expected there may be as many as 50 or so senators who are independent-minded enough to realize that they should probably vote the way that the people voted rather than their own interests. So I think that it's very possible that it would be able to get some senators to cross and basically support a coalition party government that would, include not just the progressive parties, but a number of different parties, possibly the more conservative Democrat Party or other parties as well. So we'll see what happens. It's going to all play out over the next couple of weeks. But I do think that it's very possible that there is a working coalition that will come out of this election and that will become the next government.
Right. Coalition seems to be the way forward because that is what initial trends are also suggesting. And if 1/5 of the upper house has that support going for the newer parties, then there could be a change in shape in Thailand. Thank you so much for joining in, Phil. That was Phil Robertson, Deputy Director for the Asian Division of the Human Rights Watch, joining in from Bangkok.